Hi. So, in lieu of how crazy my life has been, and the fact that I don't want to get in the habit of, hey, sorry, life got crazy, so I'm sorry I didn't upload for a while. I don't want to get in the habit of doing that. I decided to do this video that I have been putting off, and that is I kind of wanted to do a soft introduction of myself. So I decided I'm going to do a little video here about my VTuber journey so far. It's very short, in actuality, but behind the scenes it's been a little bit longer in the making, and I'll just get into it by introducing myself to the fact that I was born in LA and raised there, hence the dark humor video I did yesterday about LA road rage. I don't live in LA anymore, but it's where I grew up, and I have road rage, and like sometimes that manifests in singing about the intrusive thoughts. It is dark humor, but I don't actually really want people to get hurt. And actually right now my heart is hurting for the people down in LA. That's one of many things going on in my life that are of a concern. I still have family and friends living in LA, and I still visit frequently enough to say that it still feels like home. At the very least, it's the hometown I grew up in, and I have a lot of love for it. I don't ever want to live there again because I've always wanted to move away from the city, but yeah. And I am also an early 80s baby, which makes me, technically, I am a millennial, but I prefer Oregon Trail generation, or Xennial, or some people say Zennial, because I have both some traits of Gen Xer. Also, I have some Gen Xer influence from older siblings and cousins, but I am also a millennial, so I have some influence from my own generation. So, being a millennial and being as old as I am, there's a part of me that is very much about embracing technology. I am a Hatsune Miku fan, so the virtual idol thing is not a new concept to me, and it was something that I embraced. I am also an anime fan, and I collect Nendroids, and this is kind of where my VTuber journey started. I already heard of VTubers. I was already intrigued by the concept, but I'm also an anime fan, and I collect Nendroids, and I started seeing these Nendroids of these characters that I thought were really adorable. And I try not to buy Nendroids of characters I don't know, but it has led me to researching new anime and new characters because I liked the look of one, and sometimes I do end up buying them after I watch an anime. So I found out some of these Nendroids I like were HoloLive girls. And I was like, oh, VTubers. And everybody was talking about them and which ones they liked. And it got me interested in looking up VTubers. So I looked up a few VTuber clips of HoloLive girls in Japanese, because as an old school anime fan, I'm like, well, it has to be in Japanese. I can't have dubbed. And I was disappointed. It reminded me too much of idol culture. I don't have a problem if you're like a J-pop fan or an idol fan, but I'm not a fan of the overall culture because I don't like the way the idols are treated outside of what they do. I think some of their producers and stuff take terrible advantage of them, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I didn't enjoy it. It felt too fan servicey when I watch it. And at my age and like my YouTube journey, the way I've always viewed YouTube, I saw YouTube start as what felt like home videos and silly random things that people uploaded to the internet. And now YouTube has a lot of people who produce things and they're edited and stuff like that. And I embrace that too. I like that aspect of YouTube, but my favorite is a nice balance in between. I watched Achievement Hunters for many years, and now I'm watching Game Grumps. And what I like about watching those kinds of gamers and those kinds of videos is, like, yes, well, they're produced and they have a really nice quality to them, there's still kind of this authentic aspect to it where you feel like you're hanging out on the couch with your friends playing video games together. And that is the appeal to me. Like, yes, I know some of it is definitely, these people put on a personality. Unfortunately, some people put on some really fake personalities and aren't genuine about who they are at all, you know. But for the most part, you hope that these people are authentically trying to be themselves to a certain degree. Of course, they're going to keep some of their private life to themselves, and that's fair. Yeah. So when I watched a VTuber and it felt fan servicey and stuff like that, I just didn't enjoy it, and I thought, oh, I'm disappointed. I guess this is not for me. You know, I don't have anything against people who were into it. It just wasn't my thing. And so I moved on, and I was like, that's a shame. So, you know, I didn't give up on VTubers or anything, but at the time I was just like, okay, this is not what I want. Maybe someday it'll interest me. I don't know. So moving on, I ended up start watching JTubers. Started with Rachel and June, and then I started getting recommended abroad in Japan, and I started watching Chris Broad, which he puts on beautiful videos. And I know he doesn't like to be called a JTuber or whatever. It's his stuff feels more like documentaries, and I really like it. He's very much a quantity over quality person, and you know, I am. He once mentioned that his audience generally tended to hit like an older statistic. I am part of that older statistic. Dang it. But anyways, so, like, well, I don't ever want him to lower the quality of his videos. It does leave you wanting more, and I like to wind down with YouTube at the end of the night, and I was craving more Japan stuff. And he did the wacky weekends with Connor, so that led me to watching Connor's videos. And I think I had run across Connor's videos before separate from Chris's videos. Like some of his way older stuff at some point. Like maybe some of his voice acting stuff that he did. But I didn't subscribe or anything, and I wasn't a regular watcher. It was just, oh, I'd come across one or two videos and watched like maybe a few of them for like a couple weeks or whatever. So anyway, so I started watching Connor's stuff because I was just like, I need more Japan content. This is what I'm craving right now in my entertainment. And I started noticing that he streams sometimes or did videos with a VTuber. And that felt weird to me because I was just like, it's a little weird to watch these two worlds mix like this. I'm not quite sure how to take it. At the time, it felt very weird. And I watched like one or two videos with Iron Mouse, and I was just like, okay, that was interesting. But then I kept coming back to it because I was like fascinated. I was like, why is he hanging out with this VTuber? And I kind of ended up watching Iron Mouse and just falling in love with Iron Mouse. And what I liked about Iron Mouse, as opposed to the HoloLive girls, once I got past that initial like weirdness, was that she felt genuine. And it feels like her model is just her avatar. And like, yes, she's still putting on performance. There's still like, she keeps some of her private life to herself and stuff like that, which I totally respect, you know. But there is something genuine. And really the big thing that sold me was the singing. I'm a hobby musician. I'm not a great musician. I just love music. I played clarinet in high school in marching band, and I enjoy singing. And I'm not by any means great at any of those things. It's just something I enjoy doing. But I will always have a soft spot for music. And the big thing with her is I like how authentic it is. The music, and then hearing about her story and how she got into VTubing sold me. Like, it really did. And I became an Iron Mouse fan, and after watching her for a little bit of time, I was like, I want to do the VTuber thing. I've always liked the concept. The concept was never a problem. But now that I saw somebody present it in a way that made sense to my brain, I was like, I want to do it now too. Who doesn't want to be a hot-ass anime character? And in some ways, I feel like I can present parts of myself that I feel about myself on the inside that I can't on the outside. And it's not that I want to be fake or not genuine or anything. It's just that I want to separate my real life from my entertainer life. And the other aspect I like about this VTuber thing is I've always wanted to kind of do YouTube or streaming. I have done streaming in the past. What I like about this is that I like the anonymity. And I decided I wanted that in case I ever did get a following, because there's a part of me that actually just enjoys going to Walmart and not being bothered by people. And no offense to anybody that if I do get a fan, no offense. I appreciate it if you are genuinely entertained by me, but I don't want to talk to you when I'm getting milk at Walmart. Not to mention, like, a lot of times when I'm, like, grocery shopping or going out, I'm hanging out with my husband, I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm hanging out with my family, and that's special bonding time to me, and I don't want those streams crossed. I want to keep them separate. So that was the other appeal of the anonymity of a VTuber. And yeah, it does cause some challenges though, because I don't have a great model yet. And I made a model on my laptop in another program, and I streamed on Twitch twice. And the lag was so bad after I got off and attempted it, I told my husband, I said, we need a new computer. Currently, I can't get a new computer. Like, things are tough right now, and that's an unfortunate thing. But what I can do is I could do these short little videos, and I thought this would be a good way to practice, was to start doing these shorts. And my goal is to try to upload one at least once a week, but I haven't been very good at holding myself to that. Because like I said, life has been crazy. So I don't have an editing program. I know how to do all those things, but I don't have the technology capable of doing better at the moment. This is the best quality I can do. I have a VTuber that constantly winks because I don't know how to puppet master her on this yet. But she's an elf. She's adorable, and I'm pleased with that. And she has some semblance to what I want my model to eventually look like. So that is my VTubing journey so far. I have streamed in the past on another platform, a platform that was literally called Livestream, and that was like almost 10 years ago. So I have some streaming experience. I used to do art streams, and that's some of my goals. I want to do some gaming. I want to do just chatting. I want to do art. I want to do a variety of things. I am not a great singer, but I love singing, so I would like to do some karaoke too, just for the fun of it. I would like to do storytelling, and the shorts also allow me to practice how to do some storytelling so that I can learn to be more interesting. I'm learning how to puppet my model. And it's also holding me somewhat accountable and starting to get a goal, because I've never been very good at holding myself to, like, you need to do this once a week. I'm not very good at quotas. So this is a way to do that. I also, just a funny anecdote, Iron Mouse has interacted with a few of my comments in stream, but like, I want to say she's interacted with my comments in stream like 4 times. When I first started watching the stream and not just YouTube clips, and I made a Twitch account just so I could watch her live stream. I mean, there's other people I wanted to watch live stream too, but she was the one that I was like, I gotta watch Iron Mouse stream on Twitch. And then I'll watch like Rubber Ross and a couple other people too while I'm at it. But I always said this, the 4 things that she has interacted with, I said the stupidest, most embarrassing stuff, and I regret saying them. And it's made me decide, you know what, I don't need to comment in Iron Mouse's clips very much. I occasionally do. I don't even know if she notices me. I don't know if she's memorized my name. And she commented, and one of those 4 times she interacted with me, one of them was in Connor's stream. Well, he was playing Suika. And yeah, so I'm like, yay, Iron Mouse interacted with me. I might tell those stories more in detail. I'm debating whether I actually want to do them as a short or wait till I have something better where I could do like maybe a sketch and story time. I was thinking of like doing like some Iron Mouse fan art while I tell that story. But it was also because I kind of half want to apologize to Iron Mouse for my dumb comments. One or 2 of them were kind of insensitive. So, and I instantly regretted them. I was like, that was stupid. But yeah, I'm a huge Iron Mouse fan. It hasn't stopped me from liking her. I love it when she sings, and I hope she continues to sing and inspire other VTubers, because like you could tell she's very passionate about this, and it makes me want to do this. And I've had a rough time in my real life, and I thought, why not jump back into this again? I need to pull myself out of real life and like do this. So yeah, some last little things about me, like, why an elf? I've decided that my VTuber model is gonna be an urban elf, because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I've always wanted to be an elf since I was like 12 years old and first read the books. Like, who doesn't want to? Who doesn't want to shield surf and like jump on horses all awesome like Legolas or Link or whatever, you know? Or Deedlit. Or now we could even talk about Frieren. So yeah, I am a huge elf fan. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. The first time I read Lord of the Rings, I totally related to the elves because I'm a huge nature lover, and I'm also an artist. But I also love the dual nature of their personalities, which isn't shown enough in movie. But if you read in the books, they're described as being both young and old, and they say, go not to an elf for an advice, for they will say both yes and no. And I feel like I have a lot of dual nature. Also, like, they could be quite sarcastic, and I love the sarcasm. So, yeah, I just, that's why I picked an elf. The other option I was thinking of doing, if it wasn't going to be an elf, I thought a centaur would be really cool. I was like, a centaur VTuber would be so awesome. So, I'm sure somebody's already done it, but that would have probably been my second choice. But I'm an elf at heart. I know it's kind of basic, but it's who I feel I am, and it's who I wanted to be. And I was like, if I'm going to be a hot anime girl, I want to be what I've always wanted to be, and that's an elf. I also like Kimono Mimi, so like I might have done that. But yeah. I have ideas for streams. I want to do tier lists. I want to play video games. I want to play The Sims. I like sandbox games a lot. Like I said, I'm very much a creative person. I would love to figure out how to do art streams. I like doing resin and crafts. So if I could figure out how to set up a camera so you guys can see my hands without giving away my identity while doing crafts, I would love to do that. Like I said, I've done drawing streams before. I know how to do that, and I'll be able to set that up when I get a new computer someday. Like I said, right now, everything's a little bit on the rocks. And, yeah, it was nice to meet you guys. And someday, I'm hoping to do a soft debut. And then eventually, maybe if this all goes well, I will actually put the money into buying a cute model that is everything I ever wanted it to be. But yeah, my name's Elfie. Thanks for listening. If you made it through this video, hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. It might have been a little bit boring. I know that these videos are pretty amateur right now, but I can't afford to get better technology right now to put anything better quality out right now. So I'm literally shooting this all in one shot because I can't even edit it. So hopefully I kept up a good stream of consciousness while talking. Have a good day. LA, you have my love and my prayers right now. And my heart. And people just going through a rough time right now because I have been through a seriously rough time the last couple of months. And when I hear other people's stories of going through stuff even tougher than what I'm going through, like, I'm feeling some serious empathy right now. And if you're going through a rough time right now, I hope that things clear up for you soon. Now to figure out how to say goodbye, so I'll just say goodbye.